Six Flags America in Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C., earlier today announced that after the 2025 season, the park would be closing for good on November 2nd. This is some very sad news, but as shocking as it is, I'm really not that surprised, because the chain said that they would be selling off some of their underperforming parks, and this was the most likely one to go first. There is a lot to talk about with this announcement, but this will be a very short video, so I'm just going to go over it pretty quickly. The first thing I'm going to talk about is what will happen to the park's roller coasters. Well, the ones that I think have a good chance of being relocated, or at least a chance, are Superman Ride of Steel for the first one, which, sadly, I think this one actually has a pretty low chance, which, like I said, it's really sad because this is definitely the park's best roller coaster. But it's an old Intamin. It's 25 this year, everything about it, I just don't know if I see it getting relocated. It also takes up a lot of space. The second one is Ragin' Cajun. Even though this one's already been relocated, it's a wild mouse, so it's pretty easy to relocate again, and it's not quite as old as Superman, but it is getting pretty old. The next one is Great Chase, the kiddie coaster. Then the final one is Joker's Jinx. But I'm a little worried about this one because it is an old Premier launch coaster with an LIM launch, which those are very unreliable sometimes, especially in the heat. So we'll really have to wait and see for this one. And for the coasters I think we'll be getting scrapped, we have the two wooden roller coasters, Roar and Wild One. Except Wild One I actually think has a very, and I mean very small chance of being relocated just because they were able to pull it off before, so they might be able to relocate it again. Then there's also Firebird, which is the first B&M, but that's been relocated once. And then, of course, there's Batwing, which we've been hearing a lot of stuff saying that that's going to close after this year anyway. So I really don't think that's going to get relocated. And all the other Flying Dutchmans have already closed. And the final one is Professor Screammore's Skywinder. This is an SLC, so there's not really much I have to say, but since it does have newer trains, I could see them shipping the trains to another coaster in the chain, maybe Thunderhawk or Kong. Some other flat rides, like the Zamperla Giga Discovery and Starflyer, I could also definitely see being relocated. I feel like some of the main reasons that this happened is, from what I hear, land is very expensive in this area, and over the years, this park just started to get a very bad reputation from the general public. I don't really know why, but I've just heard a lot of people say that it's sketchy and stuff like that. But now it's time to talk about the future for other Six Flags parks. Six Flags America is not the only park at risk. There are a few others that are at risk, such as Luron and St. Louis from what I've heard. You might think that Darien Lake and Frontier City could be at risk, but Six Flags actually does not own those parks, they only operate them, which means that they do not have the ability to close them for good, which is very good because I don't know what I would do if Darien Lake closed. In the end, this park looked very nice, and it will be open for the rest of the season. So, if you're in the area, I recommend stopping by and at least riding the main roller coasters, especially Batwing because it's the last of its kind, and there's really nothing else like it out there. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Crack it.